decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. But oh, when doing things is done, I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, and left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast.
Oh, it's right there, bro.
Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no puppies. Mola, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released represent with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is a war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? Where we should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. Push up.
I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just light out. Blue sky for high ground. My crown slash helmet. So my aircraft stealth spit. Can't be tied down or even seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked, it caused my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. The buzz offers some ices and velvet shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real, mark, you velvet. Party you not for Mars, you a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly zone, haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the silver hand, but we're Hiller man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated, while I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dated space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the case, face off. After the shape The state is a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lives what your fans get. Your world's in perils what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people to never get a piece of the pie. And don't want to go for the president. And go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too. Mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
Sure. Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah. I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Bow, Mao, Big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the shy fight. Third eye gang cyclops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying that ops. From the skybox. Ain't got scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some rules. Some of our folks are still dumb. Death and blind to the fact that blood, we gon' have this real from. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, play king or rage. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID's no issue. Could've blown it in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who owes who the fiscal. Disregarding the aboriginal issue. We not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or wet. It's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Bow, Mao, Big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech. Yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we. A sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet. One trip the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence. Mostly disguised compliance. Silence by clients. From conspiring to novice. Other aspirants of violence. Terrorists of fire. Trying to drain through hiding. I'm sure and defiant. In environments of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ring in my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, queers, groupies, and hyping. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm non-pliant. My refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push all the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress, don't duck, no wreck. Drill music for real. My soul they don't possess. Real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big monsters come full circle, so vacate the premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or whack. There's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mao, Mao, or Big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or wet. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Bow, Mao, Big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Akichiwa. Shines your symbols for the conscious minds, y'all. And with that on the temple, draw. had a vision the past night, yeah, a circulus round, created successful reality from a virtual now. How? Stand on my square cause they usurp your power. Them same little sneaky breezies that'll hurt you, they smile all up in your face, all up in your space. And I ain't talking all bras, but dogs with whole trace. So I walk tall kittens while y'all cross slow race. I stay focused on walking through them tall gold gates. Draw badges shirt around me to keep me from harm. The law fat checks purposely will keep me up calm. Waterfire air. Earth turn me from that peace to a bomb. Blow the joint to split the range, the plane, the centimeters. I've encompassed my inner demons. 490-degree angles, guarded by angel of shiny elite angels. Thank you, and I of course am the chief triangle. If I die before I wake, well at least I'll fly in plain view. I am my circle, how I govern four corners. Wise as a serpent for certain amongst foreigners. Out of state, out of place, in the space they storing us. Learning firsthand of what fate was forewarned of us. I recall when bro and I spit flows. Dope man fly in the shell at Southampton, kept slow, stay high. Years later, he's the same degree, just gained density. Gave my synopsis, he's hostage. I prayed I could say I behave by locals. I've raised my moral ground, way have my character. Stay fly, the conduct squared up. Self-esteem, the day sky. New God on what the world's been waiting for. The days now. May I then I don't abide by the same ethics. They fan respect, yet obtain the credit for keeping the obelisk erect, but with strange methods. But the epic of my name will reign and remain epic. To prescribe my passions, my squares, my lift. Ask, is it worth the ride? Yeah, it's rare I spit, but the beach churchified, so I bear my shit. It hurt, I cried this kid, and then it tried to eclipse my soul, bounce back from it. Announce that I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in darkness the sun lit on you false lights. Don't have to be gold to glitter. Actors look the part, but just for show. Go figure, you dig. Pounding you baboon or gorilla. I'm built like a silverback with hella track, no illa max than me. Master built her back, originally pretty. Take the mask off, 360 on my square. See the circle, if not your mask off. You poemish, dash your salt. The dialogue's trash talk, your past lost. Leave a footprints in the asphalt. You the outline correction, last fall. I blast off, I crash off to the next zest of living. Sacredly sex some whose ass off. When she walked the ass off, I talk back to it like who makes your Yanni sing. Her response, she dons me king. To who they gave me the script, my ops the prescription. This is my vision's description. Listen, I'm standing on my circle is me. I absorb your hate and make it work for me. Transform into fuel as I evolve. Advance this abnormal, dormant form and leave y'all right where y'all started at. Let me impart a fact. She'll be sitting in my ship as we chart the map. Thinking in destiny, the turtle and the hare. Acknowledge me as the circle and the square.
And my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. It's time for a change, got a boss up. The oppressor's about to get tossed up. I'ma lay him out, execution style. Too late when apologetic claim. You rapped in a coke up flame. By God, it's over. Doing your time is to the end. Locked y'all silent without sin. He put me on the planet for justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down. With suppressors attached in the war zone. Revolution could start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger popping like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the plentiful sinful. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. Or kneels too late when the caps get bills. Don't believe a GC type. Rolling hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the zone. All red of my vision through sight. It's killer be killed whenever I write. From above I be given the right. So you better be ready to ride the night. All the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' win them all, so gon' pass the kite. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, Meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Meet no surrender.
This world is such a and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in the ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Push, 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 push. Step, step, step. Crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
What's going on? What is it, Wednesday? Yeah, I was supposed to come on yesterday. I didn't feel like it. Ran around, did some things. You know, the brothers get some good information there. They're out there now taking care of what they have to take care of. They're young, you know, and they need to be, I guess, willfully employed based on what we're doing and other things. It's not my determination. Everyone has choices, and they're good choices. I stand behind any good choice. I could be involved too, but like I said, I got all the injuries, y'all. And I don't play them down, okay? I mean, I could become a millionaire in about 10 minutes if I wanted to. So, you know, it's not about that. And I'm not here to pick up for everybody. So I embrace what everyone's doing. I just get a little upset with my baby girl wanting to work forever, doing a job she don't have to do, and blah, 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 and all this. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, just because somebody else knows something else doesn't mean it doesn't determine everyone else. Just like there's a beautiful woman not too far from us who's, you know, everybody's got to reset. They got to do things and everything like that. Choices. But what you should know is that slothful, lazy, that thing that puts people in a certain compartmentalization. Y'all like to wait too long. Y'all like to wait until everything becomes too bad. So I'm gonna read something about a certain group and a certain family, the change of things in Belgium. But first I want to get into this. I had enough of you Mongolians and anyone else attempting to tell this land's story, because somebody says, well, why were your people naked? Let me tell you something about when you're powerful. All right, armor and using the so-called ether and electricity or whatever you want to call it, all right, by these new definitions, that keeps you away from the further from the truth. Y'all forget I'm an inventor, right? But regardless of that, armor was for something else. Don't worry about aliens out of space. You're out of space right now. You're out of your space. All that coming out of here, bullshit, no. That's re-engineered old world stuff. We're from out there, okay? In every direction. I don't care if you want to believe it. I don't really give a damn. But what you Mongolians won't do, you latter arrivaling individuals, you will not usurp the so-called American Negro, whether light skin or dark. That's right. I already proved to y'all there are pale skins running around who are either black or Negro, and I've had enough of it. Y'all were called Plains Indians after 1870 something. You know what? The age of discovery. But you want to sit there thinking these treaties were made with you. You got an idiot on YouTube and TikTok dancing around like he Creek doing all the hippie hoppy stuff that we created. And he's not Creek any. It's like them damn worthless ass Mongolian Seminoles. They're not seminal. Just like the Mongolians call them the Cherokees in Oklahoma. You're not anywhere. And any other ones that moved over there in the 19 goddamn 20s and 40s to the East Coast, the fake ass East Coast. You're not. What we won't do, sit up here because there are still Negroes who have the power, the strength, and everything else. A little stupid, afraid of some weak ass cops. You see them goofy ass cops in New York want to lock up a little 15-year-old, and then when they found out they made a mistake, right? When they found out they made a mistake, they couldn't even apologize. They had to try and keep it. They want to keep it on. They wanted to keep it on their little YouTube on the Facebook channel, and people making death threats. Now we know we got some dumb Negroes out here murdering one another, and they should be dealt with, but not by the police and the fake ass system of as a Republican. Not by a true son of the Confederacy, by the fake ass court system that's hijacked, created by the Zionists. I have no nice words for them little monkey punk ass motherfuckers. But anybody that cooperates, like you know, in Russia, right? You got a lot of Africans, Democratic Congo Republic, Congo, and all kind of different places fighting for Russia. But you got these dumb monkeys running around the street. This new age fascist mentality of racist stupidity, stabbing these people who are fighting them when those punks should go out and fight the war. Just like these little punk ass racists here, only a handful of them join the military, a handful of them out of the extent of them. All of them should go over there, fight for Ukraine, get blown up or something. I know they about to talk peace treaty and all that and give up a swath of land to Russia. But the reality is, I told y'all, racists are the dumbest people. So when we see Negroes acting like that, and you saw the police, right? That one cop, where was he at? It was in Florida. He's talking about the brother getting out of the car. He innocent as hell, right? Got the little light-skinned cat, you know, tell him how to come out the car. Cause you know they all scary and shit. But the nigga want to jump around the car and go, I'll shoot you in your head. See, y'all don't get it. No real identity having nigga, all right, is going to act like that. Join the special forces, hate everybody, kill whatever they told to kill without thinking. You know, we have this little thing, you know, that we in the military that lets us, you know, make moral fucking judgment calls. Because most of these monkeys don't know how to do. Okay? When you look at the real story behind the Age of Exploration, right? And we're going to read this. Not today. All right? This is a simple book. I got a bigger one. I got so much more. And I know my family's treaties. Now, I know every one of the so-called fake-ass treaties with this fake-ass, punk-ass, fake Jew-ass, fake-ass, overpaid, punk-ass government. All right? A couple of them in here, though. And you look at the real story behind the Civil War, it wasn't about no goddamn slavery. It was about these crackers coming off the boat. They were indentured from penals. It's just like in Australia. They came here, the same ones, because they were just doing too much when they conquered the lands in Europe. They didn't really conquer. A lot of poisoning and a lot of bad stuff going on, blowing up shit, had some outside help. All right? And when you look at the founding fathers, you already figured that out. Y'all done heard the truth of the founding fathers, because I saw these damn goujars know how to do is lie about history so they can direct everybody and create division and separation. What's not going to happen today, Mongol brothers? Because I live amongst you motherfuckers. And you know why y'all respected me? Well, first of all, I knocked the majority of you motherfuckers out a whole lot. Knocked a lot of you out. Nah, you can go talk to the Navajo Nation, goddamn. I don't give a fuck. All high up on meth, wanting to shoot each other, cousins, and snatching guns out your hands. Yes. Spirit gas station. I don't even want to talk about down by the building, where they had the little meetings. Scared to break up a rock while they're attacking everybody. Standing around looking like, what do we do? Well, quick to run over a dog. Or a coyote. What? Indigenous motherfucker want to kill coyotes. Only cracker peckerwoods eat them. I'm talking about, when I say cracker, y'all know what I'm talking about. Crackers. Them motherfuckers, ones in Bama and all them places running around with swats, talking about hey, and all the other goofy stuff. Don't even know where it come from. Don't even know what the damn name of the hand salute is that all our people in school was using. I about had enough of you motherfuckers. Y'all want to get red stick? We can red stick. See, I'm that wild motherfucking Indian, that real one. Don't worry about my Germanic blood. I already broke that down. Oh, somebody said, oh, yeah, I'll put the pictures. I'll create it. I don't know how far back you got to go in the community to see the pictures of my greats and all. Yeah, there's pictures going back before they said the camera was invented. Yes, lordy. Yeah. When you think about the 13 colonies, somebody finally figured it out. I forget who it was. Was it Tribe Biz? Is Dra? Forget who it was that figured out the 13 colonies had nothing to do with the fake ass pilgrim bullshit, because those were Jews. All right, and there wasn't no goddamn pilgrims come here in no 14th and that made up bull. This, oh my goodness. But what y'all not gonna do is do that anymore. People gonna know today whether they want to believe it or not. I don't really give a fuck. But you will not do that because they called you Plains Indians. You know why? Because they was too busy fighting our asses. When you look at the Creek War 1812-14, right? Goddamn. Now we're tending on my mammy side. My mammy side. Now my pappy side had to fuck with y'all, you know, with the Tennessee and Oklahoma and all them places coming out, you know, Louisiana and all that. Chickasaw, the Choctaw. All right, whooping your ass left and right. But what people don't know is the Red Stick faction came primarily from the upper towns of the Creek Confederacy. We had a few of them fighting with Shiloh, Blackmore, and all them, you know, yeah, the real Negroes of the Confederacy. Out of Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee. Y'all wasn't nowhere around there. Wasn't no Mexicans either. And I'm tired of you so-called Mexican, and I'm thankful for my Mexican brothers checking a lot of these cats now these days. This wasn't called Mexico. This was called Louisiana. That was the French purchase, motherfuckers. God damn, even Mexico wasn't even called Mexico. I did a video on that. I had enough of this every new age whitewashing and changing history and holding on. I asked y'all, I says, well, who did the Gujars put as your goddamn imperial grand wizard down there? Huh? To eradicate more Negroes. Now, thank goodness, there's still about 2 million actual indigenous, authentic Afro and wavy head motherfucking Mexicans still there. I know quite a few of them. Cause y'all just running around. Being disrespectful as a motherfucker. Give a fuck about no goddamn ass. That's all these monkeys think. That's all what matters to me. So So anyway, they came from the upper towns of the Creek Confederacy and supported traditional leadership and culture, including the preservation of communal land for cultivation and hunting, while opposing assimilation in the European American culture. It sounds like us. It took this sellout motherfucking nigga Martin and them, and he woke up. He got it conscious. That's why Jesse, who worked for the FBI and Connor and West and all them motherfuckers, you know, this nigga, he when he told, here we find the Negro languishing in the corner side of his own land, and everybody want to ignore that. Well, fuck Martin, MLK, and all of them. It took a Hebrew to kill his wife, or was that a story? Huh? I don't know. You can get a nigga to do anything when you start killing people around him and let him have all the debauchery and sex and all that stuff. We see that today. Why is it so hard to comprehend that? So y'all want to run on the lap of the languishing epitaph of the Negro society. Well, ain't it funny? I don't see Native American Mongolian trails. I see Negro trails in Kentucky, Negro land, Negro this, Negro that. They even want to change them in the last 5 years. You know, the so-called liberals, all these niggas want to run around to. Any goddamn way. Let me go into my notes. Let me go into my notes, okay? Let's pull some notes up right quick. Motherfuckers. So what happened in the Red Stick War? The internal conflict amongst the Creeks soon turned into an all-out war on August 30th. Internal. We see that to now. Right? 1813. It's hard to let go of some new tail. Oh, yeah, it's hard to let go of some new tail when it look a little different. You know, you've been directly having nothing but midnight snickeroo and snacks. And you get a little something a little lighter, a little kind of, you know, a lighter, you know, Hey, look, I got babies and stuff. All right. About 1,000 red sticks. Red sticks is what they were called. Besides the weapon. Shrewd instruments, many of them. Right? Attacked Fort Mims, northeast of Mobile, Alabama, and killed all the inhabitants. Oh, killed every last one. Oh, it's a lot of them. 1,000 times 10. Anyway, the event sent shockwaves through the Alabama, Mississippi territories along the Georgia and Tennessee. And you think I don't know the story? I had relatives that was in that motherfucking mission of kicking ass, along with the Creek, because you know the Creek, the Choctaw, you know, and they all of them fought together. Oh, yeah. And yes, the Yama Nation, not this one people, new age Google smart motherfucker want to call themselves really Yamasee Indians, even though they're a real thing. Okay, I'm not done. God damn it! I know how y'all had to get my tobacco, get my gum line wet. All right, sons of bitches. So Negro Creek is a stream in Choctaw County, Alabama. Why do you think all them lynchings took place? And y'all know what year we're talking about? We're talking about, when you want to go online, look at the data about 1949. But when you want to go back to 1897. Huh? Y'all come on in here. I want the troll and everything. Come on in here. Oh, I ain't spitting all the relevant facts. I'm just putting little shit out there so you can embark on researching it yourself. I likes to teach a little bit, you know what I mean? Y'all want no way around. And every time you pull up a picture from Alameda, or you go to the Library of Congress to tell you the Negro, but y'all too lazy to do that. Now I don't give a fuck about no ICE and getting rid of deporting and all this other goofy shit. They ain't deporting the American Negro. Not even the monkeys that call themselves African Americans, them retards. They got enough dumb black feds willing to sacrifice themselves, and they don't really know what they're doing, and lie for a damn dollar. I mean, you can go to what's that, Alberta, the Alberta area, Baldwin County. Look it up, goddamn. Alabama now. Don't get it twisted. All right. You can go to Gilbertown, Alabama too now. I mean, there's a few other, yeah. Okay. So you can go to Sheltoe Terrace, or Trace and Negro Creek and the Creek Loop. Yeah. Go pull that shit up. Because you're a sovereign people, but when you became citizens, you gave up your sovereignty. You became straw men. You became something that's dead. Black's Law Dictionary, why don't you look it up? And stop being so impotent. So when you think about, because even these fake ass New Age Sioux Indians, I'm getting tired of them. And all of a sudden now you see a lot of people with the Negro in the sports. Oh, they Sioux Indian, he's Sioux Indian, right? The Fort Laramie Treaty, if you know what I'm talking about, right, in 1868. This became the part of whitewashing history and selecting a certain group and dispersing people of origin. Okay? So I'm red sticking today. I'm just doing it in a polite, nice way without hitting you upside the head with a what we call a wombat stick. Kind of edge at an articulate angle, that's more destructive than a bullet. Well, we know bullet can just remove the whole top of your head. But see, while you're still alive, with your eye looking that way and one looking that way and your shit split this way, yeah, you get what I'm saying. The efficacy of this shit is crazy, right? I'm getting so tired of everybody trying to tell the stories and they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. They don't know how to put one and one together and come up with 4. No, 2. Okay. So you can go look at the total map of Kentucky if you want to get on to the Negro this, and you can Google all the different Negro creeks, Negro lands, Negro trails, Negro mountain, Negro everything. And there's a reason for it. It don't say Mongolian Trail and Mongolian Mountain and all the way up to Utah, Nevada, goddamn, Texas. It belonged to the Mexicans. Why is it L.A. was found by a nigga? We got to get into who Colorado named after? Lewis and Clark. Even cannibalized the motherfucking nigga. But they had niggas taking them and showing them all through the, not you, planes, Henny, that somewhere mysteriously popped up out of nowhere in 1909. Look at y'all disrespectful ass little monkeys. I want to make y'all part of the family, but y'all don't even know how to carry yourselves and act accordingly. Go to Negro Creek Cemetery. Now, I don't need to read all this. Go to Negro Creek Cemetery in Kentucky. Take your little ass there, take a little road trip, and go and read all the tombstones. And go and read the real history. And you know the little dumb Zionist APAC motherfuckers. And this little yeah, you know what they just had to tell a new story. That's all they do is tell stories. And what Hollywood do, tell stories. And they use the Negro, right? Oh, and then they whitewash it. They make it all kind of ways. Me and T was sitting up here. We started to watch this movie last night. Let me see if I can find it, man. I got to do this. Oh, my goodness. Let me see if I can find it, man. Oh, my goodness. I said, boy, and T, oh, man. I was like, oh, man, here they go. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Just tell y'all the name without just guesstimating it. We had some high winds here last night. It was whooping our ass, y'all. Sure enough. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Hold on, I'm gonna say things right. No, I wasn't even gonna mention this, but we was in here laughing our ass off. We said, look at this here. They done did it to us again. They just keep on doing it. They keep on doing it. They don't know how to stop. Let me see if I can find it. Atlantis. And the only time I saw a Negro was when the motherfuckers walking. He walking like a damn retard. The one little token ass Negro. Atlantis. Funny thing is, motherfucker went in the water, drowned. He wasn't from here. And all of a sudden popped up on the new land and in Mammy. But Pappy was dead, I guess. Right? Was the Oracle. This Indian thing is getting far too out of hand. There's a reason why they want to walk around with no clothes on sometimes. They want perverted. Wasn't no Pornhub and all that other goofy shit. X and all that other dumb shit. All the women, all the sisters know how to do now is turn around and put their ass into the damn camera. Now, personally, that's fine. For those, that's your woman. But all out there for everybody as if it's something talking about I'm going to win an award at the art and you know what I'm saying? Award thing like they done something great. Because California and New York fuck everybody head up. All right? Just took all these majestic, powerful people. Look at Ebony Hayes became a goddamn, a minister, a preacher. Go from one bad extreme to the other, like that's supposed to fix something. I just got our people running around all fucked up. Well, everybody assimilate and claim our culture and everything else, like they doing something. Don't know the first thing about a goddamn red sticker, who the red sticks was. I done talked to enough of them. What's the red sticker? You know what a white sticker is? That's right. Let's go into this other little thing right quick and then we'll get back to red sticker. Let's look at the Black Madonna of Amerois. Amerois. That's the enigma of the Ardennes, right? Deep in Belgium's Ardennes forest stands the hushed and guarded Chateau d'Amerois, once a home to faithful Catholic rulers. Few have seen behind this massive Gothic edifice, but those who have speak of it by another name, the castle of the mothers of darkness. Oh my goodness. So, and by this individual, we're going to go down and read the mystical Ardennes. So let's set the stage for this. First of all, the Château des Amours is in the Ardennes forest. This is the very famous forest region in Europe. Now, the people that's there now, the family, right? They're the ones who manufacture the fluoride put in your water. You know, Germany and all that kind of shit. That's a whole nother rabbit hole about how it's supposed to help you out. That's like sugar. It gets in your bones and stops your white blood cells from creating itself. So that way, you know, just like the old vacuum vac, right? Oh, these monkeys that got y'all all getting the whoo-wop bop ba right? That's got all that human and animal tissue in it and genes and shit and HIV and all that other crap, and you know what I mean? Yeah, and they kept you silent because the government was sitting there telling y'all, right, controlled by APAC, so they get rid of a whole lot of you while they're still poisoning your food and every goddamn thing else. All right. Oh yeah. So anyway, first of all, the Chateau des Amours is in the Ardennes forest. This is the very famous forested region in Europe. It's densely wooded and is in southern Belgium, but extends into Luxembourg and also northern France. It's not just a geographical area, but it's a place that's so rich in history. The Ardennes has been so important in warfare and other military operations, and it's also been a key place where we've really seen the history of spirituality and humanity play out. From ancient times through the birth of Christianity to current times and the resurfacing of paganism, doing almost a full circle. I wonder why that is. You didn't know that, huh? Well, in ancient time, the forest was held. Last week was ancient time. The forest was considered a very sacred place for the cults who lived in the area. And they literally worshiped the trees, Hollywood, right, of this very dense forest, and also the hidden springs that you'll find all throughout it. These were considered sacred, not just beautiful natural elements and creations of the Creator, but they were considered to be conduits to the divine. In fact, the whole forest was considered to be a liminal space where the division between the physical world and the spiritual world was broken. That line was broken. That line was blurred. And so basically anything could happen when you were in the Ardennes forest. And you might encounter any number of spiritual beings, including gods, that were said to roam through the forest. Primarily, locals and travelers would talk of the goddess named Arduin, as this was said to be her realm, and she ruled this realm and would be seen riding through the forest on a wild boar. The forest was a place that was full of all the things, witches, werewolves, vampires, and all these elements that we think of when we think of medieval, gothic, spooky, spiritual, terrifying things that you might encounter in the woods. You had them there in the Ardennes. And people really avoided the woods because it was this liminal place rife with spiritual beings, and many of them untoward. And then when Christianity began to develop, the Ardennes became a place where Christians would start to go, especially Christian hermits would go into the forest to live and pray. There would be mystics that would go into the forest as well to commune with God and receive visions. And so we saw a transition there from this pagan world to the Christian world. But there were still pagans that were living in the area and worshiping in the area. So we see a real intersection between these two cultures for a long time in the Ardennes forest. This region has also been very marked by conflict, a center of military operations going back to Roman times. They had to throw that in there. Anyway, in fact, the Romans did not like going into the Ardennes because they said it was not only a place where their opponents had so much cover, where they could hide with all the trees and overgrowth, but it was also a place, they said, that was full of omens, apparitions. And they didn't like to go in there because they felt they might come out cursed or bringing something out with them, or maybe not even come out at all, having fallen prey to some spiritual adversary rather than a flesh and blood enemy. Despite all the ancient wars that were fought here and military operations that were fought in the Ardennes many hundreds of years ago, hundreds, okay, not thousands, the forest really saw most of its suffering during the two world wars in the 20th century. I wonder why. It was the site of the Battle of the Bulge in World War II, which played out just miles from the Chateau des Homores, and which led to, as you may know, some 19,000 deaths and many other injuries, sickness, and diseases. If you, like me, having been a paranormal investigator and a demonologist for so many years, believe that the events that play out in history affect physical places, then you would definitely say that there's something bad about the Ardennes for us today. With all of the ancient pagan worship that went on there, with all the cult practices that has reportedly gone on there, witchcraft and rituals and all that sort of thing, and also with all of the death and destruction and suffering that occurred during the world wars. I would say that has definitely left a blight and a permanent effect on the Ardennes forest and the land surrounding the Chateau des Homores. Adding to the castle and its mystique is its inaccessibility. There have been, in recent years, since it's become more well known around the internet, many adventurers, podcasters, and conspiracy theorists that have attempted to visit the castle, which is reported to be not occupied, not lived in right now, but is still very much owned. It's not abandoned, and it's not fortified, and it's very fortified, excuse me. People who try to visit are quickly turned away by private security. There are tripwires, hidden cameras, there are alarms, and even guard dogs, which sounds terrifying. A guard dog in the remote reaches of the Ardennes forest around this creepy castle sounds like a very deadly thing I would not want to encounter. But there are, in fact, very sophisticated surveillance systems in place there, which has added again to the mystique and the conspiracy around its visitors to there. They talk about not only these physical barriers to getting near, castle, but they talk about the fact, too, that when they get closer to it, they feel like they're being watched from all around them, from the forest itself. Now that might be that because there are cameras probably hidden far out in the forest as well, but it could maybe be something else, less rational too, because these trespassers will also hear whispering, and they'll hear chanting and singing in the woods and feel just a sense of menace or malevolence. And I think anyone that's been to somewhere like maybe Bachelor's Grove here in the Chicago area, or another forest by the woman that wrote this, that's known to be hunted, can identify very well with this kind of a feeling. Now, there's been a long line of ownership that we'll talk about in just a minute, but I think it's really important to point out, too, that it's not just hearsay, reports of that sort of get out feeling about Castle. Now, there have been numerous news agencies, documentary filmmakers, and so forth that have tried to get into the castle to film, to make documentaries for television, or to film movies there. And they are told in no uncertain terms, absolutely not. And that includes the BBC. Yes, British Broadcasting, right? It includes National Geographic. I'm sure it's included our friend Zach over at Ghost Adventurers and other ghost hunting shows. But everyone has been told no. And so we have no footage from inside the castle. There's maybe 3 existing photographs from inside the castle and no known floor plans. We just don't know what's inside. And so again, this all has added to the mystery around the castle and what's actually going on there. We're going to come back to them in just a moment, people, okay? But today, the castle is owned by the Solvay family. Yes, the ones that made you fluoride. This is a kind of a shady, uber-wealthy, Belgian wealthy family who are billionaires. And this is a weird little piece of trivia. They made their money from pharmaceuticals and other things that have conspiracies of their own surrounding them. Things such as fluorine, right? So they made a lot of money selling fluoride. We've heard a lot about this now, right? with RFK Jr. being put into Trump's cabinet to go after the health and pharmaceutical industries. And he's talking about removing the fluoride from the drinking water. And everybody's talking again about the conspiracy, about why exactly do we have fluoride mandated to be in our drinking water. And many people have suggested that it's a money thing. Someone made a deal at some point, possibly the Solvay family, made a deal with the government in exchange for something else. And we'll keep up our end of the deal, and you buy our fluoride and put it in all the drinking water. So what kind of deal might that be? I don't know, but I guess maybe we'll find out in this episode. You know, the Gujars. Now, to understand, we're going to look at the spiritual undertones of the Chateau de Amours. But first, we have to look at the origins of the physical place, because there have been a lot of owners of the chateau before the Solvay family came in. Now, the Catholic origins is pretty surprising. I think it's really important to point out that first and foremost, the Chateau de Amours was built as a home and as a Catholic home. It is a home. It's huge, enormous, as you can see by the picture of the thumbnail. But it was built by Catholic builders. You could pull up and look at it yourself. It was built by a Catholic family. It was built to be a Catholic home with a chapel in the heart of it. Isn't it funny? King James killed the so-called popes and established himself to be a pope. Yes, the Negro, King James. Reportedly, it was obviously influenced by Gothic architecture. We know it's Tartarian, but to each his own, with the spires rising to the heavens, just like all of the beautiful cathedrals all over Europe. We know those are not churches, they're cathedrals. So it did have these beautiful Catholic origins. So let's keep that in mind. Don't, because that's a lie. But anyway, let's look at the history of the estate. It starts in 1849 when the Count of Mesnil acquired the land with the intention of building a manor house. And by 1859, just 10 years later, this beautiful manor house that he had built, he abandoned. And he sold it to Theodore van der Noot, 8th Marquis of Ast. He then sold it in 1869 to Prince Philip. That Philip. The Count of Flanders, the brother of King Leopold II. These new fake-ass kings. These Gujars. We got to remember, 18, you know what I'm saying? All right. Sadly, the original home was completely destroyed by fire in 1873. Nigga said enough. But Prince Philip really loved living out there. He loved the chateau and quickly commissioned another, hiring an architect named Gustave Santanoy to design a new estate in the Ardennes on the same property. And this was to be a very grand home again. As you can see by the picture, a chapel was to be a focal point of the redesign, and Philip hired a famous artist at the time, Johelbeck, to create beautiful art for the chapel. And there was also an amazing estate surrounding the house with redwood trees and greenhouses that were filled with thousands of plants and flowers of species. Philip even designed these massive stables that were filled with horses as the finally loved equestrian sports. And his wife, Princess Marie, she was an artist as well. And she drew beautiful sketches in watercolors of the estates that were apparently displayed all over the house. It sounds like just a really lovely place when this family first lived there. Now, after Prince Philip's death in 1905, his children sold the chateau, and we'll say children, kids, goats, chateau to Robert Colette. And he was a wood merchant, a timber merchant from Liège. My Liège, right? And he was a wood merchant, a timber merchant from Liège. And he lived there a very short time too. But unfortunately, what he during that short time was to pull a Mr. T on the place. A Mr. T on the place. Right? Remember when this happened, when Mr. T bought the house in Lake Forest outside Chicago and chopped all the trees down? This is what Colette did. He chopped down most of the trees on the property before selling the estate to Alice Solvay. And the estate has remained in the Solvay family ever since. As with the Ardennes itself, the history of Amours also intersects with numerous European events, especially the World Wars. In fact, during World War I, the chateau itself was occupied by a German patrol under Lieutenant Wolf Werner von Blumenthal of the 2nd Reserve Heavy Cavalry. It's funny, but when I looked at this, or looked it up. Accounts stated that the house emerged largely unscathed from the occupation, though its wine cellar was not as fortunate. So apparently, the Germans got into the wine cellar, but it is what it is. Now, a legendary chapel. I know you're like, whoa, shit, this is different. Pay attention. Now, one of the key features of the Chateau's chapel, this famous chapel, chapelle, right, that supposedly was designed for the chateau, has really influenced the conspiratorial aura of this chateau, and that is the alleged Black Madonna said to reside in this. Now, didn't Putin show you the true Black Madonna? Interior chapel of the chateau? Yes, he did. Anyway, as you may know, if you are a Catholic, Black Madonnas are rare. And, you know, Spain and Portugal and all the other places, right? But they are seen throughout the history of Catholicism and in different parts of the world. And there are many different theories about the origin of these Black Madonnas. To be clear, Black Madonna just means it's a Madonna figure or image with a black face. So it's a Madonna that does not look like the European Madonnas or even a Middle Eastern Madonna. It looks like a Black African Madonna. And so there are a lot of different ideas that historians suggest as to why we have these Black Madonnas throughout Catholic history, long before Catholicism was a thing in countries with actual black people in them. Actually, they were the original ones, you dumb bitch, right? These Madonnas appeared in European countries and communities. Today, of course, we have Madonnas of every color and every race, of course. That's what they do, make it in their image. Beautiful paintings and statues. If you go on Etsy, you can see all the amazing different Madonnas, and they'll never be like the original. Excuse me. Today, of course, we have Madonnas of every color. If you go on Etsy, you can see all the amazing different Madonnas that people are painting, as well as the ones that have cropped up in churches around the world representing the local populations. But some historians believe that these Black Madonnas were actually part of ancient pagan cultures. I talk a lot about this in my latest book, The Devil in Dreamland. So The Devil in Dreamland, if you want to purchase it, I purchased it, I'm waiting for it. About how, of course, so many people say that Catholicism and Christianity has taken all these things from the ancient pagan world and turned them into Christian things. That's not true. Well, that's what she says. But I talk a lot about that in my book. So don't be misled by that either. And well, the hijack. And we'll talk about that on an episode maybe in a few months. Actually, on this channel, that would be a good topic. But that's one theory, that these are just motifs and images and icons from ancient pagan times that were assimilated by the church, that these are images of pagan goddesses. Others say it's just a very practical thing that these Madonnas, the pictures, the statues, have become blackened by the many hundreds of years of worship and candle soot from the candles being lit in chapels and churches. Just this week, we saw the unveiling of the new Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. You remember it caught on fire? And I, for one, am horrified by the fact that they cleaned all of the centuries of candle soot off the walls inside, which made it so dark that it's from all the worship that was done and all the masses that were done over all those years. And it just breaks my heart that they just wiped it all away, and we're supposed to be happy now because it's bright inside. And I'm not. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, and finally, some historians think that these Madonnas were painted or sculpted specifically to show that the Blessed Mother is universal and that she represents all races around the world. You can get it right, black. Yeah, okay. So we don't exactly know the truth about what's behind the Black Madonna, but she's not specifically to the Chateau d'Amours. She is found in other places around the world. The chapel's dark history, now this is where it becomes interesting as well. Oh, boy, that tobacco's good. Some self-proclaimed survivors of human trafficking and satanic rituals have said that they have personally been inside the chapel of the Black Madonna at the Chateau d'Amours, and that they were part of rituals that placed this Madonna at the center. And these were not Christian rituals. These were blood sacrifices. They were occult rituals that obviously characterized this Madonna as a pagan goddess and not as a Christian Blessed Mother. Some say that at these rituals there were hooded figures, and some have specifically talked about women in hooded cloaks, which is where we start to get this idea of the Mothers of Darkness and of the Chateau as the Mothers of Darkness castle. The Mothers of Darkness are according to theories about the chateau, a group of witches, a coven of witches. I told y'all to look into the truth in the Carolinas about the so-called Salem witch trials in South Carolina. Right. And go to their graves. They're all Negro. Worships and perform rituals at the castle. And these rituals are done to not only receive visions and messages for the dark direction of the world, but also to receive power to enact events that they're orchestrating in seats of power all over the world. And the Black Madonna in this chapel is a central part of this legend. And so they say that the Black Madonna has been hijacked by occultists, like many other things in the castle, and many other things in Christianity, to be used in pagan, occult, and very dark Luciferian rituals, at the castle. 1,000 points of light. And we'll read that later. This is quite long, mind you. I just wanted to touch on things, and when we get into that, 1,000 points of light, a conspiracy indeed, you'll be surprised at what we find. And why am I saying this? Well, in order to hide themselves, they have to usurp identities, and they have to use others to do it. That's the whole purpose of Cabbage Patch children and orphans. And then pitting them against the original inhabitants. I mean, when you see what the fake Jews in Palestine, there's no Israel. That's an individual. All right, did to the people over there. And Trump talking about what they can do, and his son talking about this great beachfront. You know, the mindset of the greedy and the complex in the satanic world of ideology could be a diversion in itself, a tactic, just like all these individuals claiming to be us doing wars where we never lost. But now y'all following women shaking their asses like goofies, sex and everything else that Hitler got rid of. And then you listen to the lies paint different stories. And it's supposed to be okay. Religion is the pallbearer of all consortiums of lies. And yet y'all don't mind being the pallbearers. Fuck that. Get judged by 12, but not 12 of the disciples of lies and divinity of none. Red stick season is still happening. It's just somebody else is holding the stick. Now I got some books and shit to share with y'all. God damn it. It's open. I just like cutting shit. I mean, like, damn, James is scaring me and shit. And shit up. Tree of Clip. Oh, it's another one. Yes, it's another grimoire of some sorts. Oh yes, and enjoy reading that. This is the one I received the day before. Constantine's Sword, the Church and the Jews, James Carroll. And now you see why I wrote what I've read. I read what well, you know what I'm saying. This is going to be an excellent. I'm probably laying up here reading this every night until I finish it in about a month. So I'm still reading other things. Oh, let me hold it up. Let me hold the books up for y'all again. My apologies. Yeah, I saw it fall down. Food Alchemy Nutrition, Food Alchemy University. I'm going to read some stuff out of here. I actually was looking at, anyway, you're going to enjoy it. Now, you know why I read what I read, okay? You need to be stuck in a consortium, and I'm not about stopping shit. I'm all about balance. It doesn't matter what they do, balance is going to happen. How? I don't know, it plays out kind of weird in my dreams. But a lot of them will wish they had never embarked on the little shit that they embarked on, and they're still doing with their stupid selves. I have one more book. I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to show you this over here. I can't show you that book. Not on here. The blacklist for the brothers and you sisters who worry about your men's prostates. And this is the blacklist of prostate pill frauds and dangers. Now, there's other ones coming too about branched-chain amino acids and all that good stuff. You know, these are actually credible, supposedly doctors and shit, right? Hold on. Let me. It's too thin. So when you start looking at all these motherfuckers, right? All this shit, all right? All these things. Now, this is researchable stuff. You'd be amazed at what's going on. All this bullshit. And they're fucking you up. Some of these things have some very, like Dwayne Richards, right? Author, mental health advocate, father. You go to bed at 9:30, and then 11 o'clock, right? Here's a professional actor hired by Prostate MD, pretending to be a real customer. His website shows that he had partnered with over 100 companies, right? One of these little worthless ass Negroes, all right? We go into Clayton Patterson, another fraud. I had to research his medical history, and they're selling this shit. And you have Fake Testimony himself, another actor hired by both Prostate MD and Super Better Prostate. This motherfucker, some of y'all probably seen his ass on YouTube. All right? Don't be messing with this stuff. Chris Hansen, 10-time Emmy Award winner. All right? It's not your fault, you know, he states. All right? There's a solution. Yes, he's standing up, even though I guess he's just trying to stay in the circle. And you got Ash Abadis, con man. You've got, no, I don't mind saying their names, Mike Sultan. You got Doug Eberhardt, Steve Peacock, Luis Acevedo, Francesco Potro, Daniel Babij, Joe Raspam, Boujars. And it goes on and on with Dr. Jacob Khurgin, Khurgin. All right? And a plethora. Oh, my God. And then the liars, the so-called fake actor customers. It seems to be a big thing with this government. So if you want, go ahead and you can purchase that, or you can probably download it. All right? The other book I can't show you because y'all don't need to see that. And it's an energy that you cannot play with, and I don't want you to get caught up in some shit. Oh, and what I'm reading? This is by The Haunted Bachelor's Crow of Ursula Bielski. Okay? And it had a picture of her ass. I don't know where it's at. All right, because you know they like the hard stuff. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, she's got a YouTube channel. They tried to hide her face. You believe that? Garbage. Anyway, I hope that was interesting. Let me have a little sip of tea. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So let me say hi to everybody, and I'm signing up off of here. With Mako, Bernard Teller, Dev D, Smasheroni. All right. All right. Akamaka, all right, American Indian. What's going on, beloved? Original Lone Wolf, Old Mac, Baby Girl Slaughter. What's going on, mama? All right. They pronounced me wrong. Yeah, go to church. Exactly. Anyway, if you're anyone donated, appreciate it. If not, appreciate it. And we'll be back a little later. And we got to keep a regular reading, but I'm going to read more. I'm going to read all that, okay? So let me go back down. Let me highlight. Let me go right to here. Here we go. 1,000 points of light. Let me bullet point beside that. Grains of truth. Conspiracy indeed. to believe or not believe. And I told y'all what to believe or not to believe is both steeped in one and the same thing. Lack of knowing and knowledge. And the truth we always knew. All right? And that we'll read later on. Okay? My beloved sisters and brothers. See y'all later on.